Hello, everyone, and welcome back to watchjallacode. It has been a solid minute. The semester is back in, and I'm quite busy, but I will be posting like probably a video a week. So here I was doing some research on like productivity, then I found this article on like Hacker News, and yeah, let's just read it, man. So before we start, leave a like to the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's get started. So today's article is from a guy called Alriza Bashiri. It was written on August 11th, 2025. So Bashiri has tried every to-do app and ended up with a text file. Okay, I've tried them all. Notion, Todoist, Things3, OmniFocus, Asana, Trello, Any.do, TickTick. I even built my own to-do app once, and spoiler, I never finished it. After years of productivity app hopping, I'm back to where I started. A plain file, text file called todo.txt. You know, I feel like it all comes back to todo.txt. I have this in basically every tech project of mine, just like to do, like a single to do file with everything I haven't done that I want to do. So I'm not alone in this. Jeff Huang wrote about this never ending text file that is used for over 14 years. If someone has used the text file for 14 years, who am I to judge his approach? So reading his post validated everything I discovered on my own. Now the story actually begins. The endless search. My productivity journey started like everyone else's. I devour blog posts about getting things done or spot a cool app and think this is it. This will finally organize me. I'd born hours building the perfect system, creating categories, tags, projects, labels, setting it up felt like work. Then reality hits. The app wants basically $10 a month. The sync breaks, the company sells out and dies, or worse, I waste more time managing the system than working. What actually happened with each app? Okay, so for Notion, I built an entire file operating system, spent 3 weeks perfecting it, and used it for 2 days. This is so real. Now it's a graveyard of abandoned databases. Todoist, great until I realized I was gaming the point system instead of doing actual work. Turns out competing drink water 8 times a day doesn't make you productive. You know, that's one thing about apps with like game systems, like what's it called? I think it's called I'm thinking of the name. Duolingo, yes. I believe most people in Duolingo aren't coming back to learn a language. I don't even believe you can truly learn a language solidly with Duolingo, but I'm not sure. I believe people are coming back for the streak. I once had I think a 70 something day streak in Duolingo, and it just kept me coming back. It would be 11:30 and I would find my way there, not to complete a lesson, but to continue my streak. So one thing app should be careful of is the transition. Like, is your app actually doing what it should be doing, or are people just like playing a game, man? Okay, so Things3. It's beautiful, expensive, and tricked me into thinking I had my life together. But I kept forgetting to check it. Trello turned my to-do list into a board with columns. Realized I'm not a startup. I'm just one person trying to remember how to buy milk. OmniFocus. So powerful. I needed a manual to use it. Spent more time learning OmniFocus than finishing my actual projects. The breaking point. One day my phone died and I couldn't check my tasks. I grabbed a sticky note and scribbled, finish reports, call mom, gym, and buy groceries. And you know what? I crushed all 4 things. No tags, no priorities, no due dates, just 4 things written down and 4 things completed. So his current system is one text file. This is it. This is the whole product. A single TXT. Now I run everything through a single text file. That's it. Here's what it looks like. So we've got the dates and the tasks. Every night I check tomorrow's calendar. I dump everything into the next day's section. Scheduled items get items. Okay, scheduled items get items in front. Sub-bullets hold notes or reminders. Finish tasks, he deletes finished tasks or adds what happened. Still on the list, not done yet, and that's it. This transforms into a living document throughout the day. I scribble notes right next to tasks as I work. This is one thing about using text files. Text files are actually very flexible. So as you go about your day, you can add extra things to note, maybe things to note about a certain task or the feedback from a certain task that you want to incorporate into tomorrow's to do. So text files are actually quite friendly. Like when I use text files for like my YouTube ideas, and actually to some extent my to-do list is basically a text file because I use Google Keep. This is an example of, yeah, like this is not what I really use for my YT video ideas. I use this sometimes, other times I don't use it. Yeah. So this is how my to-do list looks, because it's basically a text file. It's very flexible. Then I just schedule it to happen to remind me every day at 8 a.m. So discrete structures, assignments, I've done this already. I've not done a to-do list for today because today is the 15th and it's Friday. I'm not planning to do anything on Friday. So work on this. This is a project reminder. See, you can always put tags like this. Yes, so this means this is a reminder. It just reminds me of something. This is something I want to do. This is a task. I'm supposed to read my data structures and algorithms. And I'm supposed to do some economics. Very simple, very straightforward. And it reminds me every time at 8 a.m. Okay, so back to the article. So yeah, every few days I start fresh with a new date. The old sections stay. They transform into my journal. Yes, that's one thing. Okay, I guess that's why that text file by Jeff Wang is called the never-ending text file, because at some point it just becomes your journal. It's like just a book you write stuff in. Okay, so they transform into my journal. I search back to find when I did something, who I met, what we decided, to-do list and work log in one file. So basically, his to-do list became a to-do list and a work log in one file. Why this actually works? It's always there. True, your to-do list, the only way my to-do list is, at least the one I currently have, is if Google goes down. And I believe Google isn't going down anytime soon. So my to-do list is very safe. It's always there. The file sits on my desktop. It stares at me every time I open my laptop. Yes, that is one thing. That's why I have the reminder right here, because then it comes on the notification bar of my phone. So if I decide to not do the tasks, I just didn't do them. There are no excuses because they were staring at me the whole day. So it's always there. The file sits on my desktop. It stares at me every time I open my laptop. No app to launch, no subscription to manage. This is very true. Not everything needs a subscription. I hate the subscription economy to some extent. Not everything needs a subscription. I downloaded a dictionary app some days ago and it was asking me to subscribe. Like, what? Is that not crazy? I could just Google whatever. Like, there's no point subscribing to a dictionary application. Like, maybe you can make it a one-off purchase, but after that, like, there's no point paying a monthly fee for a dictionary I will rarely use. That's insanity. Okay, so it's instant. My keyboard shortcut launches my todo.txt in a floating window. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, my to-dos are one key press away. No switching between apps, no waiting for things to load, just boom, there's my list. Boom. Fast. And as a Rust dev, I love things that are blazingly fast. So AI helps but isn't needed. With cursors like Cloud Code or NeoVim plus SuperMaven, I can write my entire day's schedule in 5 minutes. The AI completes my sentences, predicts meeting times, memorizes how I write tasks. But if all these AI companies disappear tomorrow, my system still works. Very good and very true. One thing we should always care about is like, man, redundancy. If your system breaks on the smallest change, then your system is fragile. It's just a TXT file. The AI makes it faster, not required. Very true. It's fast. This is another point. Adding a task burns 2 seconds. No clicking through menus or selecting projects. It's searchable. CMD plus F or Control F. That way you can find anything instantly. And I find anything instantly. Exactly. When did I last call the dentist, search for dentist, and it's done? because it has now become your journal. When it becomes like a never-ending text file, it just becomes your journal. You can just read through it and it's just fine. It's just lovely. It's mine. No company can kill it. No updates can destroy it. No algorithms decide what I should see. Yes, this is a pivotal point. For a TXT file, it's yours, man. Nothing is gonna happen to it. And I believe this is why I like creating my own things. Like December last 2024, that was the previous year. I created this. I created it for actually it's just write notes in as an alternative to like because I use something called Evernote. Yes. So I created this as an alternative to Evernote. And it also does like speech to text. So that was the main reason I created it. But as you can see, I really used it, man. But nothing happened to it. I just hit the URL and boom, here it is, man. The only way this is going down is if render goes down. And if render goes down, I have it on GitHub. And if GitHub goes down, I believe it should be on some PC. So I could always switch to self-hosting. Glorious SH. Okay, it's honest. I can't hide behind any fancy features. Either I did the thing or I didn't. Very true. Like, if we go back to my to-do app, you can see the things I did do. I put a green check mark there. Like, I ended up doing everything because the thing reminded me. I didn't come back to put screen check marks too, but yeah, there's no fancy feature to hide behind here. Like, it's either I did them or I didn't do them, and I did all of them. I like the check back thing though. That's just an addition from myself. So it lasts forever. A TXT file is the most basic thing a computer can read. Very true. You don't even need a UI to read a TXT file. You can do the equivalent of cat, the file name. It'll work after every software update, every company shut down, every app that stops working. TXT files from 20 years ago still open perfectly. Try that with your Notion workspace. The secret sauce. So here is the truth about productivity. Productivity isn't about finding the perfect app. It's about dumping things onto paper so your brain can forget them, checking the list regularly, and executing the tasks. The key thing about being productive is actually doing what you write. We can have all these fancy systems, but if you don't check your fancy system and if you don't do what is written in your fancy system, you end up not being very productive. So that's it. Everything else is procrastination dressed up as organization. So what about inserts feature here? What about reminders? For things with reminders, yeah, just use your Google Calendar or whatever. What about projects? Once again, I have a project right here and it doesn't change anything. Once you know what your project is called and you see this, you're like, oh, I'm supposed to work on my project. Life goes on. Very simple, very easy. What about collaboration? I use work tools. I use work tools for work. This is for my life. I believe even because with like meetings, your Google Calendar, if someone sends you a meeting invite, it just pops up on your Google Calendar. You can see it. What about mobile? The file syncs through Dropbox. Any text edit works. And what I do, I'm using Google Keep. So it's basically the same. I access it on my phone, on my desktop, wherever, because it's just basically on the cloud. The plot twist. I'm more productive now than when I had all those fancy apps. Turns out the best productivity system is the one you actually use. Very true. And I use this one because there's nothing to figure out. It's just a list. Try it yourself. Create a file called todo.txt. Write down what you need to do tomorrow and do those things. Add notes as you work. Start a new date section when needed. Give it a week. Simple beats sophisticated every time. Exactly. And if it doesn't work, well, there's always another shiny new app launching next week. Okay. Oh, this was nice. This was a great read. This was a great read. So, yeah, the productivity problem. Is it really a problem or are we just overthinking it? Being productive is about doing the tasks you set out to do. A reminder system like the one I use is actually I wouldn't say is depends on the kind of person you are, but just try something. You don't need an overgeared Notion system. You don't need some self-created app that you probably won't use anymore. Like I created this. I don't think I'm ever going to use it, but at least it's on my resume, right? Like you probably wouldn't get to finish whatever you're creating. Just use what already works. don't repeat yourself, man. If someone has been using a text file for 14 years, then yeah, this probably works. I'm gonna try it out, and I suggest you do as well. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and comment your thoughts down below. Will you be using a text file, or what do you use for productivity? All right. Have a nice day.